Okay, so let us get started. So 7 is the lowest number on this number cube. What is the number set for this number cube? So last week we did discuss, and welcome back to everyone. Last week we discussed what a number cube was, and that's a die. We've hopefully you've seen a regular one. If you haven't, I don't know. Some people have not had the opportunity and some people have, but this is a non-traditional one again. I have my resources around, and this is not the one that you usually see. So if 7 is the lowest number, and we know that a number die has, we know that a number die has 6 sides. We'll come back to that. We'll just go through it right quick. 7, 8, 9, where's my 10? 10, 11, and did I show 11? I was moving too fast. 11 and 12. So hopefully you already knew that. Hopefully you were with me, and that's our number set. So just as a reminder, last week we talked about the probability of event. That's what that means. P for probability, E for event is equal to, and we kind of summarize that to the part that we're looking for over the whole. So we may not know at this point, because we're going to roll and find randomly what our numbers are for our 2 examples that we warm up with. But we do know that the denominator should be, and the denominator meaning the bottom of the fraction, the bottom part. The denominator is going to be 6. Why? Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values on this number cube. So let's go ahead and figure out what we're looking for first, the probability of an 8. So the probability of an 8 would be what? How many 8s do we have? Well, we have 1 8. And how many sides do we have? We have 6 sides. And then let's roll one more example just to warm up real quick. The probability of a 7. And the probability of a 7 is, how many 7s do we have? We have 1 7 out of our 6 sides. So that is the probability of those 2 values. Now, that is not what we're working with today. Again, there was a picture posted. This is probably not the same order that you saw online, but if you did not have an opportunity to look at that, then this is what we're working with. So we're going to be finding our probabilities, and there are examples. It was posted as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this back up because I haven't given enough time for you to really look at that. And I'm going to change my paper for a moment so you can look at, just based upon what we just discussed. Here are the values that we're looking at, and I'm going to discuss what's what if you've never seen or played cards, because not everyone has actually played with cards. So now I did this by hand, as you can tell, and this is my rendition of a spade. So we're talking about this card. This is a spade. So this is my rendition of a spade. This is my rendition of a heart. And so that would be a heart. And I'm building this language because I'm going to build on this unit, and next week I believe we'll be working with the full deck and the denominator with that. So this is a diamond, and just as a reference of an example, this is a diamond, and that's what we're talking about. And then finally, this is my rendition of a club, and this one is a club. Just so you know what I'm talking about when we actually start working this, which is going to be very shortly. I just want to show this to Facebook because I don't know if they saw that, and I didn't show it earlier. Let me see if I can get my lights to cooperate. There we go. That's what we're working on, and we're about to move into that shortly. Another thing really quickly before we move on, next week we will not be on this channel. Next week we will be on a different channel because I am transitioning to a channel with just my math videos. But let's get started. First of all, what do we need to know? We know that we know what we're looking for. Like, I know what I want you to find the probability of, but what? Hey, I think that's my brother. What's up, bro? Okay, focus. But how many cards do I have? I don't know what my denominator is. So I know that I have probability of some events. I know I need to do part over whole, but what I need to know is what is all of the events. So the first thing I need to do is count my cards. That's what that means. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Cool. So I have a denominator of 11, and we know that moving forward. So, okay, I believe we can go into example A. So example 1A. So example 1A is the probability of a spade. So then what do we need to find out? Hopefully you're with me and I'm not moving too fast. So then that means what we need to know is how many spades we have in our hand out of how many total. So how many spades do you see? Hopefully you are with me and you said 4. So then the probability of a spade would be 4 over 11. And let's now move on to B. What is the probability of a diamond? If you are with me, hopefully you're ahead of me and you already see that there are 2 diamonds over our denominator of 11 cards. Now let's move on. So we have the probability of a heart. How many hearts do we have? 1, 2, 3 hearts out of our 11 cards. So the probability of a heart is 3 out of 11. And then finally, the probability of a club is 2 clubs out of 11. So we just want to check our work real quickly. We're going to do a quick check to make sure that that equals all of the cards that we have. So we're going to do 4 over 11 plus 3 over 11 plus 2 over 11 plus 2 over 11. So this should represent all of the cards or 100% of the cards that is in my hand. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So because we have common denominators, and I'm not going to go too far into that because that's not what we're here for today, but because the denominator is the same in all of our fractions, we can add the numerators. So that becomes 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2, which gives us 11 over 11, which does give us 1, which is all of the values that were in our hand. So we know we have actually accounted for every card, and we have found the probability of all of the suits that are in our hand. And next week, we're going to be moving a little farther because that's all I really wanted to discuss. I am building on probability in a really quick fashion. Hopefully you were with me. Like I said, next week we will be in a different place. We will be looking at the full deck a little further, and I think I will actually build on a different concept. At that time, I wanted to I'm promoting my channel. I am promoting this for parents who need help with math, students who need help with math. It will be math only. It is a work in progress. So there will be some things that are relevant today, and there will be some things that you might be looking for. So as I get feedback and follow up from my audience, then I can build. And I'm working, so it's a lot going on, but I am working. So for those of you, thank you so much for joining me. If